Hello everyone. Today in this module, we are going to begin our chapter coordinate geometry. Coordinate geometry you have seen in earlier classes also at basic levels. We will recall all those concepts which we have seen in earlier classes first. After that only we will think of the new concepts related to coordinate geometry. First of all, we will see that coordinate geometry is the theory related to the coordinate plane. This coordinate plane is known by other names also. This is Cartesian plane. Cartesian plane, as you know, as this is known as Cartesian system because of René Descartes, the mathematician who introduced the concept. Because of that, it is known as Cartesian plane. This is a graphical plane also, we can say. Okay. By the way, we say this as coordinate plane. Coordinate plane which is made up of two axes. This is x-axis known as horizontal axis also, other is vertical axis perpendicular to it, and y-axis. The point of intersection of these two axes is taken as O capital, known as origin. If you go along the y-axis, then above origin, above x-axis, the portion of y-axis is positive and below it is negative. Similarly, in the right hand side of a y-axis, after origin, you will find the portion of x-axis to be positive and the left hand side is negative. Whenever any point is shown on this coordinate plane, we use the pattern in bracket. This bracket we write two values. This as a pair we use, that's why it is known as ordered pair. We say this to be ordered pair. Now, what is the reason of ordered pair? Why are we using this term ordered pair? Actually, this is in a sequence that we cannot randomly put the values. This first value cannot be interchanged with the second one. First is known as abscissa. In general, we denote it by x small, and second value is known as ordinate. And together, this ordered pair is known as coordinates of a point. Now, what is the purpose? Whenever this ordered pair, this coordinate is shown in any quadrant, we first of all think of the sign of abscissa and ordinate. Means sign of first value and second value. Here, according to the sign of first value and second value, there are fixed sign conventions of different parts of the coordinate plane, each known as quadrant. There are four quadrants. First quadrant, second, third and fourth. These also are the sequence. Okay. This has been taken as anti-clockwise, you can see. Now, this first quadrant sign convention is plus and plus. What is the meaning of this? It means that the value of x-axis and y-axis both are plus here. You can see this first quadrant is surrounded by, is made up of positive part of x-axis and positive of y-axis. That's why here we have taken sign convention as plus. As soon as we come to second quadrant is made up of negative x-axis, positive y-axis. That's why minus plus. So here we can see that first position is given to the value on x-axis and second position is given to the value on y-axis. Okay. So that's why we are taking sign also in the same order, same sequence. So minus plus is the sign convention for second quadrant. Third quadrant, as both are negative here, this third quadrant is surrounded by negative x-axis, negative y-axis. That's why minus is the sign convention for third quadrant. Now for fourth quadrant, as you see, positive x-axis and negative y-axis. We surround the fourth quadrant. That's why plus first, x-axis plus and a minus for y-axis. So plus minus is the sign convention. So this way, whenever a point is given with the coordinates, for example, if I write randomly any point -4, 3. So to locate its position, first of all we have to see the sign convention. Sign of first value is negative, minus, and of second is plus, minus plus. So according to minus plus, we have to check, we have to spot the quadrant. I see it is of second quadrant. So what is the meaning of this -4, 3? When I plot this, here on second coordinate. Let's see. In second coordinate, if I plot, then first of all, I have to mark the values according to the requirement on x-axis and y-axis. Then only we can plot it. This is -1, -2, -3, -4 and -5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 along x-axis. Now in this quadrant, I need -4. -4 along x-axis. So let's see. -4 along x-axis. This is the point. And along y-axis, I need 3. So we will go up now. This is 1, 2 and 3. So the point required is here. So this point is -4, 3. By the way, I hope that 10th standard students are aware of this fact. There is no problem in plotting, but still my intention is to explain something else. I was explaining abscissa and ordinate. Abscissa, as you see, the value of point on x-axis, you see -4. This is -4 means this much distance is -4, and you can see we are forming a rectangle. So the distance -4 can be written here also. If the point is P, here I have considered this point as M, this point as N, then you can see ON is equal to PM. That's why it is -4. And similarly, this one is equal to OM, and OM is 3, so that's why it is 3. By the way, if I consider as a distance, there is no minus and plus sign. For a distance, if I ask what is the distance of P from y-axis, so distance of P from y-axis means I am talking about perpendicular distance from y-axis. Okay, so distance of P from y-axis, which is perpendicular distance, is PM. Okay, now PM, ignore this minus sign. Whenever distance is measured, it is always taken a value, neither positive nor negative. No sign is taken. Okay, so this was just the theory that this will be equal to PM, but by distance we have to write 4 here. So PM, the distance of point P from y-axis is 4. Now this 4 we have obtained from what? The value on x-axis, means abscissa. That means abscissa will be defined as the distance of the point, whichever you have taken, distance of a point from y-axis. You can conclude, you can see abscissa, the value will be distance of the point from y-axis. And ordinate, as you see 3 we have obtained from y-axis, but this is equal to Pn, and Pn is the distance of point P from x-axis. That's why ordinate is defined as the distance of a point from x-axis. So I hope you understand that these go reversely by definition. X-axis value actually is the distance of point from y-axis, and y-axis value is the distance of the point from x-axis. So this way we can conclude. One more thing, this is a point taken in general, in quadrant. Suppose I take about origin, then origin always is denoted as capital O. Its coordinates are always 0, 0. Any point on x-axis, if I take, its ordinate x-axis, ordinate means up or down, its ordinate will always be 0. So that's why the pattern of the point will be a, 0. Okay, any point on y-axis, if I take, then as we know y-axis we are taking, so left and right reading will be 0. So its pattern is always 0, b. That means whenever we are taking any point on x-axis, its ordinate will be 0. On y-axis, its abscissa is 0. So this is the basic theory of coordinate geometry. Now we will see what is new about it. Let's start. Now, as the first topic this year in 10th standard, we are going to see distance formula. Distance formula is used to find the distance between 2 points in coordinate plane. Whenever 2 points are given with their coordinates are given, then we apply distance formula. What is distance formula? How is it derived? This also I will explain. given that in a coordinate plane, if P is some point, coordinate in general in symbolic form we are taking x1 comma y1, other point Q with coordinates to be x2 y2. I have taken these 2 points in first quadrant just for explanation. It's not a compulsion that both of them are lying in the same quadrant or only in first quadrant or the same or third quadrant, not a particular. In coordinate plane anywhere, even on axis suppose they are given, this formula is applicable. Now, distance between them means I am talking about distance PQ. Okay, the line segment which joins them. Distance formula is written as, if I want to find PQ as the distance, is written as under root x2 minus x1 whole square. x2 minus x1 whole square means the difference between first values. If you cannot keep in mind the names abscissa and ordinate, then you can say first value and second value. So this difference between these two first values x2 and x1 and the square. And one more thing, as this is a square, so I have written in formula x2 minus x1 doesn't matter. You can take the difference x1 minus x2 also. Why? Because being a square, the result will come positive always. So that's why it doesn't matter you are taking x1 minus x2 or x2 minus x1. I will tell you with example later. Now, plus y2 minus y1 whole square means added by the square on the difference between second values means ordinates. Subtract one value y1 from y2 and take the square. So whatever comes add to the first one. So this way, this is known as distance formula. Now we'll think of how it comes. Derivation, I will not say that this is exam point of view, but for knowledge you should see that. Let's start. Here, what is the meaning of x1 y1? x1 y1 means if I draw perpendicular from P to x-axis, namely PM, and perpendicular to y-axis, PN, then obviously according to recently told introduction, the value PM, the distance of P from x-axis will be taken as y1. This distance will be taken as x1. Okay. Similarly, if I draw perpendicular from Q to x-axis, if I draw perpendicular to x-axis as QA and to y-axis as QB, then QA is y2 and QB this is x2. Now think of it, I need this distance PQ. So we will draw perpendicular from P to this line segment QA. And suppose the name of this foot is R, this point is R. So triangle, you can see a triangle PRQ is completed where R is a right angle, that's why, perpendicular I said, that's why this triangle is right triangle. Now, I need to find PQ distance. So planning is, if I am having distance PR, if distance QR also I am having, then I will apply Pythagoras theorem in right triangle to find this is hypotenuse PQ. So to find hypotenuse PQ, we can apply Pythagoras theorem. Now, how to find PR? Planning. PR, as you can see, this all is rectangle. PR is equal to distance AM. Okay. Now AM, which is equal to PR, which AM can be obtained as OA minus OM, means the difference of the distances of points from origin, OA minus OM. Now what is distance OA? Think of it. This OA is equal to the distance of Q from y-axis, means x2, minus OM. OM you go up, OM is equal to this distance PN, that's why x1. So we have obtained the value of PR as x2 minus x1. This is x2 minus x1. The same way we are going to find QR as we need. QR, if I need is equal to Bn. QR, this is equal to Bn, and Bn can be obtained as OB minus ON. OB minus ON. Now this planning, OB, this is completely equal to this much distance, which is y2, minus ON. ON equal to distance BM, it's y1. All these distances are not randomly equal. Actually, they are rectangle side, opposite sides of rectangles somewhere. So that's why they are equal. So we have obtained this distance Q to R. Q to R. This distance we have obtained as y2 minus y1. Without delay, now we can apply Pythagoras theorem in triangle. In triangle PQR using Pythagoras theorem, we know that hypotenuse square means PQ square. This is equal to the square, sum of the squares of other two sides, PR square plus QR square. So we can say PQ square, this will be equal to PR square means x2 minus x1 whole square plus QR square means y2 minus y1 whole square. As soon as we find this PQ square, we will write PQ as square root of x2 minus x1 whole square plus y2 minus y1 whole square. You see, this is distance formula derivation. The same formula we have obtained. So this is the first theory in coordinate geometry this year in 10th standard. We will see few of the equations to show the application of distance formula. Let's start. Now as first example I have taken, find the distance between point P2, minus 3 and Q minus 7, 1. We are given the coordinates, we need to find the distance between them. We will see that here coordinates of P and Q are given. First of all, the problem which you students may face is what is in formula. As I said, distance formula was, if I want to find distance PQ, this will be written as x2 minus x1 whole square plus y2 minus y1 whole square root over that, which is x1 y1, which is x2 y2. This is a simple thing, but still few students may get confused. Now let me tell you, before you start any theory in coordinate geometry, you should fix a point as x1 y1 and the other point as x2 y2. Not must that P only will be x1 y1. You can take symbol for Q also as x1 y1, then P will become x2 y2. In these cases, now as soon as we find, we can say this PQ, putting the values we can obtain the result x2 minus x1. Now x2 as I have taken minus 7. So I have to write here minus 7 minus x1, it is 2 whole square plus y2 minus y1, so 1 minus y1. So since we are taking minus of minus y1, so this will become minus 3. So because of subtraction plus 3 square. This will be minus 7 minus 2, it's minus 9. Square on that, 1 plus 3, 4, square on that. We find 81 and 4 square, 16. This will become root 97. If you can solve it further, then do that, otherwise this will be considered to be the answer. Now, I was speaking recently that doesn't matter in which sequence you write x2 minus x1. You can write x1 minus x2 also. So I will give a verification of that statement. Means if I reverse the order, try to understand what I said. If I reverse the order, means if I take minus 2, it is 2 minus 7, so it will become plus 7 whole square. I am doing only x1 minus x2. This y2 minus y1 remains as it is, no change. 1 plus 3 whole square. You will see that 2 plus 7, 9 square, 81 and 4 square 16, it remains 97. You can see the same answer we are getting. So the thing is, you have to take the difference between these two, x1 and x2 and y1 and y2. This we have to be careful of. Okay, so this is the basic equation that we find the distance between 2 points. More things are there. We will see through questions now. At second example, I have taken the concept of collinearity. Before we go ahead with the equation, I will explain you the meaning of collinearity. By definition, three or more points if lie on the same line, they are said to be collinear. I repeat, if three or more points, this is the compulsion, not two, because from 2 points a line can be drawn. That will be a unique line. By the way, three or more points, if they lie on the same line, they are known as collinear points. How to prove the collinearity? Suppose 3 points are there, P, Q, R, and if they are collinear, they are lying on the same line. So what theory can be applied? We actually have to use distance formula. Now collinearity, this concept of collinearity, you will find that as we are going through this chapter, coordinate geometry, then you will find that collinearity has been proved in different ways. So the first application of distance formula, we are going to see collinearity. Okay, we will use other concepts also, but later. Here, P, Q, R, if they are collinear, then obviously they are forming a straight line. So the sum of PQ, distance PQ, and distance QR, this must be equal to the longest one, PR. This way we use the distance formula to prove the collinearity or to check the collinearity. Here the question says to check. How to go ahead? First, we will consider these given points as some capital letters A, B, C, we can say. We take these points as A, B, C. So using distance formula, find AB, BC and AC. So for distance, first write here, using distance formula. What is distance formula? x2 minus x1 whole square plus y2 minus y1 whole square. Now if I want to use distance formula, so for first AB, if I am talking about AB, careful, here we consider this as x1, y1, x2, y2. So we can say that this will be 5 minus 7 whole square plus 1 minus minus 2. So 1 plus 2 whole square. Simplify, we get difference of 5 and 7 is 2. 2 square will be 4. This 1 plus 2, 3. 3 square is 9. So we get root 13. Now when we come to B and C, so here you can take this to be x3, y3, just to make it separate from other points. So what we can say, directly using distance formula, distance BC, this will be equal to, now here we have to take the difference. That's why in the beginning I said, this terminology you should keep in mind. We will take the difference between two first values, 3 and 5. Okay, either you do 3 minus 5 or 5 minus 3, doesn't matter. 5 minus 3 whole square plus difference between these two, 1 and 4. So we can write 4 minus 1 whole square. Solving, 5 minus 3, 2, and square root of 2 will be 4 plus 4 minus 1, 3, 3 square is 9. It comes root 13. Similar to AB, we can see. Next, we are going to find the distance AC. So to find AC, we need difference between these two first values, 7 minus 3 whole square, 7 minus 3 whole square plus difference between this minus 2 and 4. So this can be written as 4 minus minus 2 will become 4 plus 2 square. Solve. We get 7 minus 3, 4. 4 square, 16. 4 plus 2, 6 square, 36. Solve. It comes 52. Now 52 should be simplified. We know this is 13 4s are 4 into 13, taking square root will be 2 root 13. Okay, we know that root 13 is not a fixed value, but we can see this root 13 is AB, root 13 is BC, and the longest distance is AC. According to the concept of collinearity, using distance formula, if the sum of two shorter distances is equal to the longest distance, you can see root 13 plus root 13, this is equal to twice root 13. What I mean to say? AB plus BC, if I put the values root 13, this will become twice of root 13, which is the value of AC. We can see the sum of two distances equal to the third distance, longest one. Here we say that these 3 points are collinear for sure. So this is the application of distance formula to prove collinearity. More concepts are there. We are going ahead. Let's see. This example number 3 is about a circle. Prove that the points 6, minus 6, 3, 3, and 3, minus 7 lie on the circle with center 3, minus 2. We have to prove that. Means that is sure they are lying. We need to prove. We have to show. Find the radius of this circle. Now, this theory, how can we use distance formula in this theory? If a circle, suppose, is given, we are given its center 3, minus 2. Now different points, 3 points are given. We can consider P 6, minus 6, 3, 3, minus 7, Q and R. If they are lying on the same circle, for sure the distance of center from them, CR, CP, CQ, all three distances must be equal, and these distances will be radius of the circle, because radius is same everywhere. So this way we have to apply distance formula in this concept. So this way, finding distance between center and the points, we can find radius also. So let's start. If considered, we can say these points are P, Q, R. P, Q, R. Then using distance formula, x2 minus x1 whole square plus y2 minus y1 whole square. Using distance formula, we can find distance CP. Now I am applying in CP. Then for me x1, y1, x2, y2 are here. So I need the difference between 3 and 6 means first values. So we will write here 6 minus 3 whole square plus difference between second values. Take care, both are negative. So we have to take minus 6 minus 2. So that becomes plus 2 whole square. Solving, we find 6 minus 3 square, 9. Minus 6 plus 2 will be minus 4 square, 16. 16 and 9, 25 equal to 5. Now distance between center and point P we have obtained as 5. So for sure it must be, if they are lying on the same circle, then each distance CQ, CR also will be 5. Let's try it. Now CQ, 3 minus 3 whole square plus minus 2 minus 3 whole square. Solving, as I see 3 minus 3 0, so this term remains 0, plus minus 2 minus 3 minus 5 square is 25. For sure we are going to get 25 root, which is 5. CQ we have obtained 5. As we don't know anything about unit, so you can put a unit for that. Next is the CR we are waiting for. CR, this is equal to difference between these two. First values 3 minus 3 whole square plus difference between this minus 7 and minus 2. So we will write minus 7 minus of minus 2 means plus 2 whole square. We find CR as 0 plus 5 square. This will become 25, and yes, we can see this also is a 5 units. As we can see that all distances CP, CQ, CR, they are equal. So this was the purpose to prove. We have done it, and find the radius. So radius of the circle is 5. Okay. So this way we can apply distance formula in different concepts. Wherever we need to find the distance between 2 points. Okay. Let's see more questions. As example number 4, I have taken, prove that the points A minus 2 root 3 comma 0, B 2 root 3 comma 0, and C 0 comma 6 are the vertices of equilateral triangle. As we know that equilateral triangle has all the three sides equal. If these three are the vertices of equilateral triangle, so here using distance formula, how can we prove? Obviously, we need to find the distances AB, BC and AC. If all the three are equal, we can easily say this is equilateral triangle. So, as we know that distance formula, if I write in general, will be given as under root x2 minus x1 whole square plus y2 minus y1 whole square. Now we need to apply this in AB first. AB, find difference between first two values. So this will be minus 2 root 3 minus 2 root 3 whole square, 0 minus 0 whole square will be 0 obviously. Now these two as same sign will be added, so this will become a square on minus 4 root 3. Solving, we get minus square will become plus 4 square 16, root 3 square is 3, 16 3 are 48. We get root 48 as the value of AB. Now we find distance between B and C. Difference of first two values. So this will become 2 root 3 minus 0 whole square plus second values 0 minus 6, or you can say 6 minus 0. Solving, we find 2 root 3 minus 0 remains as it is. And here we get 0 minus 6 as minus 6 square, 36. Squaring 2 root 3 as 4 and root 3 will become 3 is a 12. We get 12 plus 36 under root, which is root 48. Now we find AC by the same formula. So far we have seen taking the difference between first two values minus 2 root 3 minus 0 whole square plus 0 minus 6 whole square. Now we find the same thing like previous case. This will become minus 2 root 3 minus 0. So minus 2 root 3 remains as it is. When we square, we have already obtained this will be 12. And 0 minus 6 square will be 36. And again we are having root 48. Each length of the side is root 48 units. So that's why we can say this is equilateral triangle. Using distance formula, we have proved it. Now distance formula is application not limited. This is applicable in different concepts. Now we are going to see the concept of parallelogram related to distance formula. That's next, and this concerns many equations. We will think of it. Let's start. This is the different theory, and here I have done my best to show that how to use distance formula in the differential forms of parallelogram. Not only distance formula, these parallelogram types of quadrilaterals, they can be proved with different concepts also. But as we are in this term, distance formula, and suppose it is mentioned in the question, then we are bound to use distance formula only. So we should learn. Here, first we have to see parallelogram. As we know that parallelogram, there are different properties. The main property is opposite sides are equal. So whenever you are given four vertices A, B, C, D, their coordinates are given, we need to prove or we need to utilize this as a parallelogram. then we have to use distance formula to prove only one thing: opposite sides are equal. Take care, if vertices are given in sequence like A, B, C, D, then drawing a rough sketch you need to know that what are the names of opposite sides. Here in this figure, AB and BC are opposite, so by distance they should be equal. Okay, and AD and BC are equal, they must be equal by distance. Okay, so these two things we have to prove. So 4 times the distance formula will be applicable. Okay, as we are finding 4 lengths here. Next, the type is rectangle or parallelogram. Here we have to use distance formula to prove not only sides, opposite sides are equal. AB and DC, AD and BC, they are equal. Means AB equal to DC, AD equal to BC. But with that, one more property is there of rectangle which makes it separate from other types of parallelogram. Its diagonals are equal. So we can use distance formula in diagonals also. Means we have to AC diagonal and BD diagonal, they must be equal by lengths. Further, if I talk about rhombus, in rhombus it's a parallelogram with all sides equal, so that is enough. We will use distance formula in 4 sides, then each length will be same. Okay, these all 4 lengths will be same to one single value, so we need to distance formula in 4 sides. And now the most advanced form of parallelogram we see is a square. Here, as we know, all sides are equal and diagonals also are equal, so that's why distance formula will be used to show its all sides equal and diagonals also equal. Okay, now I hope this concept is clear to you. Whenever question based on this type of quadrilaterals are given, we should pick this method when we are using distance formula. 1 or 2 examples I will show. Let's start. In this question, we are asked whether the given are the vertices of a parallelogram. But we have to be careful of one thing: they are taken in order, in sequence. We have to take in cyclic order: A, B, C, D. Okay, hexagonal. So if I draw the rough sketch of A, B, C, D parallelogram, I find opposite sides are AB and BC and are AD and BC. So as a concept I gave to you recently, we will use distance formula. In these 4 sides we will check whether opposite sides are equal. Let's start. If I use distance formula, don't forget what is distance formula. Under root x2 minus x1 whole square plus y2 minus y1 whole square. Now how to use this? If I find AB, you will see AB, the difference between first values 4 minus 1 whole square plus 3 minus 2 whole square. Solving, I will directly do now. 4 minus 1, 3 square 9, 3 minus 2, 1 square 1. We finally get root 10. Now we will think of DC, its opposite side. Or you can find all the 4 sides once, then you can compare. DC means between these two. So we need a 6 minus 3 whole square plus 6 minus 5 whole square. So again we get 6 minus 3, 3 square, 9, and 6 minus 5, 1 square, 1. So this is root 10. As we see, AB is equal to DC. So one pair of opposite sides we have shown equal. Next, we have to think of AD and BC. If I take AD, distance between A and D, 3 minus 1 whole square plus 5 minus 2 whole square. I find it comes 2 square, 4, 5 and minus 2, 3 square, 9, it's a root 13. Now, BC, this is 4 minus 6 whole square, and next will be 3 minus 6 whole square. I find this is minus 2 square 4, this is minus 3 square 9, it's root 30. I see that AD is equal to BC. as we have shown that these opposite sides pairs are equal for sure. These are the vertices of a parallelogram. So one thing, the concept which I have explained, that is to be kept in mind, and that accordingly when you will go through equations will become easier. We will take one more equation for better understanding. That also is application of the same. Let's start. In this example, we need to find the values of y for which the distance between the points given P and Q is 10 units. Now, here we are given 2 points P and Q with their coordinates. You can see the coordinates of P are 2, minus 0 of Q are 10, y. This y we need to find. Means for what possible values of y, the distance between P and Q is 10 units as given. So here is the application of distance formula to find unknown values. Such questions are important. We will try to see. If I want to use distance formula, I will take this as x1 y1, this as x2 y2 in general, and distance formula every time I am writing. Why am I writing every time? Let me tell you, my dear students, whenever you are solving formula based concepts and questions, then repeatedly if you are writing formula with the question every time, then this will set your mind permanently. Okay, then there will be no confusion in application. That's why under root x2 minus x1 whole square plus y2 minus y1 whole square. Now distance PQ, since the distance PQ is 10, we are given distance PQ is 10, so we can apply distance formula between them. Will be difference between first two values and difference between second values. Y minus minus 3 becomes plus 3, and here it's 10. Okay, what else we can do? Here this square root 10 minus 2, 8 is 64, plus this one is a y plus 3 whole square equal to 10. One more thing, this square root can be eliminated. In the beginning only this could be done as PQ equal to 10. For sure, if I write PQ square, so PQ square will be 10 square, 100. So here, squaring both sides, no problem. We can do squaring both sides. We find 64 plus y plus 3 whole square, this is equal to 100. Solving 64 will be shifted that side. We find y plus 3 whole square as 100 minus 64 comes 36. Y plus 3 whole square, this is 36 we have taken. Now we need to solve. Now this is square to be, if I eliminate square from left hand side, I need to take square root of right hand side. This will be y plus 3, this is equal to plus minus root 36. So for sure, y plus 3, this is plus minus root 36 is 6. We need to take one time plus and other time minus. That's why you are going to find the values of y. So if I take plus sign, y plus 3 is 6, therefore y is 3. If I take minus sign, then y plus 3, this is minus 6, so y comes minus 9. So possible values of y are 3 and minus 9. Means, what does it mean? Let me explain. Point Q has two values. One will be 10, 3. Still the distance with P will be 10. Other may be 10, minus 9. Still the distance from P of Q will be 10. So these are a few illustrations to explain distance formula. I hope this is clear to you. Thank you.